Good day to you, team. It is October 31st, Tuesday, and it is over. The market will stop going down tomorrow, 100% guaranteed. Said no one. All right. So we have VIX. VIX has fallen out, guys, out of this consolidation area, and I don't think it's going to come back for a little while. The market started feeling it, so it started to go up. Let me show you a closer look at VIX. So if you guys know me, you know I use my clouds, and here you can see the clouds flip for us at around 2041, and it's been a downfall for a while. Now, VIX still has a way to go to touch the bottom of this channel, okay? And we do see just a bit of support right in this area, guys. So will VIX make a comeback? Not sure, but if it does, then you will see the market turning around. Now, let me mark that off for us so that we can check this out in the videos to come in the future, okay? So we're going to say this is support for now with VIX, and we're going to make it a little yellow for us so we can understand yellow means support. Okay, so right in here, guys, if we do see a bounce, okay, for now the market's going to run. The market has room to run. This is very weak. People are getting more confident. There's good news on the war. It looks like the Prime Minister, I believe, or President of Israel is being challenged to stop, and they've asked him to step down. So I think that's going to help if they do get this guy to stop. Okay, so let's take a look at the rest of the market. Okay, so if VIX is going down, guys, we know what's going to happen with SPX. Now, we know that VIX has some support at the bottom. Okay, so that means if it has some support, it could mean that SPX is going to have some resistance to get past, and that's going to be right in here, guys. Okay, now we're going to mark this off here. I think we'll get to that point, and I think we'll be able to see, okay, can we get past that point? If we hit this, which is going to be around the 200 cloud, this is my 200, okay, EMA. If we hit this area, guys, we could come back down halfway. Remember, we talked about that in previous videos, halfway, and then come back up and challenge and take off. If not, we will finish this channel and we will continue to trend downwards. Okay, now I think it temporarily we're going to see a rise to the 200 because VIX is showing the weakness. Now, what is the 50% retracement on this? Let's take a look at it. Okay, so the measured move down was about 6.6%, $289. So that means that we should see a move up to about $150, guys. Okay, that would be right around this area from the bottom. So we're looking at 42.58, 42.60. Let's go ahead and mark that off so that we know what's coming. All right, so if you guys are a student and a practitioner of Fibonacci, you know that we're going to retrace back, like I said, 50%. So it's going to be right in here or the 61% retracement area. So I'm calling somewhere in between. So maybe 42.60, but we know we're not there yet. So we are technically about $40 to $60 away. Okay, so we have some room to run, guys. Now this can continue to go up because we do have gaps in this area. If you look at these candles, and I'll move this over a little bit to help us out. Okay, if you look at these candles, we have some gaps after this. See that? All this will sell off, so potentially we can fill all the way to the 200, like I said. Now, can this change? Absolutely. Tomorrow we have news. What news is that? So at 2:30 p.m., we're going to have Federal Chairman Powell speaking, guys, and he's going to talk about raising rates and how the economy is doing. Now, remember, everybody's worried about what he's going to say, and is he going to sound dovish or hawkish? It doesn't matter. He said he's staying the course, guys, staying the course. He is not here to announce a raise hike. He's not delivering minutes. He's just going to speak on the future, okay? And if he's going to stay the course, you know he's going to raise hikes. It's just a matter of when he's going to do it, and he'll speak about that. In the meantime, the stocks might take a little detour and go a different way like they usually do, but they will also stay the course. So if your stock is headed up, it's going to continue to head up. This is just a detour. If it's headed down, your stock will continue to head down. All right, so now let's take a look at Apple. Apple has had some resistance all the way down. We talked about that in the last update, guys, and now we also discussed the support zones for Apple, and here it did bounce off of this second support, and now it's climbing and it's doing what everyone else is doing. If you see the SPX is going to follow Apple for the most part, guys, and this is exactly what's going on. So we should see Apple come up here and test the 200 again, just like SPX. And we see here I've turned on my Apple 200 cloud, and we're looking in this area, guys, about 176, which is not a bad run if you wanted to play Apple on the way up. And who knows, maybe I can bust out of this resistance for a little bit longer after it gets to that point. So let's keep an eye out. Remember, we do have news, but the market looks like it did find a bottom. All right, and we have Google here, and Google also has found a bottom, guys. That we did have the support from previous days there, and Google found it and started to go up. Now, we did say Google was going to go about 117. It did find its way down to 121. Now, the problem here, guys, okay, and pay close attention to this because Google still has room to run. I'm going to open this up a little bit. This area here that was support, okay, is now becoming resistance for Google. As you can see, okay, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 4-hour sessions, which is 2 days where it just resisted this area. And you know what happens when support becomes resistance? We could see Google make its way back down and probably hit that goal, that bearish goal of 117, and there we go. So I think that's probably going to happen for the most part, but I think when people see the rest of the market running, I think they'll start getting into Google. So we might see Google come back down to this 123, maybe even 122 area, and then bounce up. Because you see these long wicks, those long wicks tell you that Google does have a chance to make it back up, guys. There's a lot of support in those areas as well, even though it has resistance at that level that I just showed you. All right, now let's take a look at a notable stock that is doing a lot of good things. So we did see a bear flag in Amazon, and we did have a target move down to 118, and we said target 2 might be 114. So found a lot of support right in here at 118.50 area, guys. And now it went down under the 200-day moving average and said no, and then popped back up, and look at it now. So it did find a little resistance in this old rejection area here, which is the 133. Okay, now we could see it come back down and find support in the 128 area and then make its way back up. Now it does have room to go up about another $1 before it's going to meet a lot more resistance, but it is making a nice little comeback here. So if you're into Amazon, guys, just keep an eye on those levels. Now let's talk about NVIDIA. Is NVIDIA stronger than a Head and Shoulders, guys? We did say it had support in these areas here, and it has been falling since that cloud flip at 445. We did come back up, reject at the cloud, and go down. And we found support 1 at 409. Fell. We found support right in the 400 area, guys. 398. We made it down to, wow, 392. Okay, now we did say it could go down to 317. The next level of support is 373. Even though the rest of the market, guys, which SPX and SPY use NVIDIA to help them, it is still in a downtrend. Look at this. So we're just doing healthy stock stuff, right? So it's coming down, pulling back, coming down, pull back, and today we had a lower close than yesterday. So who knows, we might wake up tomorrow morning and see NVIDIA headed this way. Let's see what happens, but NVIDIA is showing a lot of support in this area. So let's see if it continues to do that or is going to finish this measured move. And now let's go to Tesla, my favorite. Okay, Tesla is done. done with this measured move. It did come down. Okay, we said it would. We had our cloud flip up here right at around 255 area, and then after earnings it had this big drop, and we started consolidating here. And of course we take our measured move right before the consolidation, and then we added down here. We said we'd get into about the 190 area. Okay, and it did make it down there. So to me, okay, let's take a look at how low it went. It hit 194 and change. Now this is support for Tesla, but it does have an area that it could break down some more, guys. Okay, here it is. Let's look at that. 195.34. Tesla can't stay on top of that. It's going to make it down to about 184, guys, and then it can continue to go down. But it looks like a lot of people are jumping in to buy it. Tesla had a great day today, found a lot of support and started to grow, but it did finish up a little bit higher than yesterday, which is also another great sign. So let's see what happens next. All right, also next, if you guys like and love the Magic Kingdom, the Magic Kingdom is almost done with this descending wedge or falling wedge, however you want to call it. And it did find support in this areas. It did have a higher low in here, and now it's making a move up, guys. If it gets out of this wedge, we could see a move headed back up to 115. Okay, now might make some stops in between here, but even the analysts are putting it up higher in the hundreds, guys. So keep an eye on Disney. You might have an entry point coming soon. And speaking about entry points, guys, this is a nice little, not too big resistance area. The candle before is for Disney, but this is what I shared with my team today, guys. That's going to be my entry point for Disney as it makes its way back up. I want to make sure it gets past this resistance area. And you see I have a red bar here that tells me that the MACD was headed down. The green bar tells me the MACD is headed up, which gives me confirmation to buy or sell. So Disney is almost there for me, and I'm expecting this green bar to come up, and then I'm in, baby. All right, and speaking of entry points, I have one more for you guys. Okay, SPX has flipped many times on the 4-hour cloud, and now it's making a move back up on my cloud. Okay, what do I expect? I expect the same thing I got here. So here's the trade idea, guys. Okay, and make sure you paper trade this, because if you're not an experienced trader, I don't want to hear you complain. All right, so SPX, last time we flipped on the 4-hour, we had a $118 move. Okay, here we had a $100 move up. Okay, and both trades were only for 4 days. Okay, so we went up 100 points in 4 days. Had you bought a 10 delta call for SPX, you'd be up over $1,000 on each trade. Imagine that. In 4 days you make $1,000. So I'm already in the trade, guys, and this is a swing trade. Remember, swing trade means that you buy it and you leave it until you get to goal, but you make sure you set a stop loss. Okay, you pick where you're okay with losing money, and then you stop losses there in case it turns around. Okay, just like this arrow. So this is another trade idea for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Okay, so far this has played out very well. The last 2 times the clouds flip, and look at this. Okay, we had a nice flip there. We went down for a while, nice put, and look at the previous 4-hour candle, guys. That had a really nice run. So charting and learning how to swing trade and when to enter stocks is huge. And if you guys want to learn how to do more of it, okay, remember, I have my courses. Oh, thanks guys for subscribing, and if you haven't, please do it. Hit the like button and hit that bell so it can notify you next time I come online and make a video. Okay, so for now, guys, remember, if you go to bullringtrading.com, guys, bullringtrading.com, you're going to get all my courses. You're going to get my indicator. You're going to get the chat room. You're going to get some option courses, guys. You're going to get all these things for the price of $1 a day, guys. If you're losing more than $1 a day, you need to get into this program, guys. It's a one-time deal. You only pay for it once. You get to watch the courses forever and ever, okay? And you get the courses that are coming that I'm going to continue to add in there. So make sure you go over to bullringtrading.com and check it out, guys. Until the next video, wishing you guys a green and mean day. Mean meaning you make a lot of good money. Haha.